Today is a Wednesday.
It's a
Oh,
Wednesday
yes, because
night.
it's jiu-jitsu tonight.
We're running a little late, 5:42 p.m. Late because of Rex, but that's okay. I won't kick your ass tonight. I promise you I won't.
Thanks, buddy. I
Welcome
appreciate
to
that.
the Aired Out podcast. Coming in onto the camera right now is Billy Waite, my badass producer who's been with me now for a couple of weeks. And I have to say, man to man, I love you, bud.
I love you too.
You are like... First of all, I love you by just the fact that you're Sherry Lamberton's grandson, because I think Sherry Lamberton pretty much walks on water. Secondly, you have taken the bull by the horns, and you've grabbed this show, you've embraced it, you're punching the buttons, you're running cameras, you're producing this thing like a madman, and you're dedicated, and you're reliable. He's here every Monday and Wednesday night, Rex.
Oh, nice.
And
Early.
He's
Early
always
at night out.
yeah. That he's always early.
That's hard to find these days.
Reliability, as you know, with Barcelona Construction,
Oh, yeah.
is huge. It's probably the number one thing.
Absolutely.
So-
We got a pretty good crew now, but we've gone through our
yeah.
troubles and stuff.
Well, Billy Waite, love you, man. I'm so
I
glad
love you too, buddy.
I'm so glad you're here. How old are you, too? You're a young buck.
22.
22 years old.
Yep.
This is Rex Thompson
How you doing, buddy?
Really?
from Williamstown.
Boy, what I'd do to be 22 again.
Would you change anything? Would you do anything differently?
I just want to know everything that I know now and go back to being 22. I
Well-
would rule the world.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So you would. So there's people that say, if I could go back to 21, I wouldn't change a thing. Or if I could start my life over, I wouldn't change a thing.
Oh,
Those people
no.
are idiots.
Yeah.
What's that now?
Those people are idiots.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Totally agree.
Well, you do. I mean, you get to where you get because of the path you take, but
Sure.
I still think I could have got to this path a lot easier.
faster.
Yeah, even faster.
Faster. So hey, before we begin tonight's show, I just want to say a couple of things here, a couple of notes of what's going on in our community. First off, Wednesday night, October 30th, which is coming up really soon. What's that, 2 weeks from now, I think? Yes. Something like that. There is trick-or-treating going on up at Barry Gardens Nursing Home on Prospect Street, the old Rowan Court. Damn, they're probably going to be they're probably going to be
watch some
pissed
UFC
off at me
fights.
because I said that, but that's all right. Trick or treating, it's open to the public. It's from 6:30 to 7:30. We got games and music and refreshments and candy. And by the way, we're looking for more candy donations. So if you or your business, your civic organization, your company, what have you, would like to donate some candy to Barry Gardens for the little ones on Wednesday night, October 30th. We'll see you there when the doors open at 6:30. I'll be spinning some music and having fun. The other thing I wanted to say is the Veterans Dinner. I don't know if you've seen this poster all over the place. It's everywhere. The Veterans Dinner at the, let's see, where is it? At the Elks, right? I think it is. Yes, the Barry Elks Lodge. The Barry
That's really
area Veterans Council is putting this on to honor our military veterans. It's going to be Friday, November 8th, and they're going to serve up the dinner. I'm looking here for a time. Doesn't say. But to make reservations, 479-9058. That's the American Legion Post 10. It's free for all veterans, general public, $10 per person. It's a roast turkey dinner with all the fixins, and they do not fool around over there. When they cook a meal at the Barry Elks Lodge, trust me, you are not going to go away hungry.
That's awesome. They're doing that for the veterans.
Yeah,
That's
isn't
really
it?
cool. Yeah,
Isn't it great?
absolutely. Who?
So Veterans Day ceremony, November 11th. Don't forget about that. They're going to have a huge raffle, proceeds to benefit the Fowler Farms. So quick couple of housekeeping notes here to get that out of the way. But, hey, thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for subscribing to Aired Out on YouTube. We appreciate it. We're here in Barry, Vermont, right on North Main Street at the Central Vermont Television Studio, CVTV. And I have with me a guy who is so well known across Central Vermont, known for good things and known for other things. Rex Thompson, who's you've smashed a few chairs over people's heads.
No, I've had them usually smashed over my own head.
That one night when I smashed
Yeah,
that
that
chair
one
over your
night,
head.
yeah.
Yes.
Just only been one.
I met you a few years ago. We've become friends very quickly, and man, you're doing some kick-ass things for our community. You're bringing the goods to the Granite City. You started out in Williamstown at the Moose Club with amateur MMA fighting, and look at what you've done. You've got it in the Barry Auditorium now. You're packing that place.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
I wish I could take all the credit myself, but everybody says, Rex, it's you doing this, Rex, it's you doing this, but it's really not. I'm just the face that everybody sees.
Sure.
But Donnybrook is owned by my entire family.
That's right.
We all have equal interests. Both my son, my daughter, my wife all have equal interests. They can all fire you or throw a fighter out just as quick as I can.
Can they all vote together to fire your ass?
Yeah, and they've almost done it a couple times.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That would be great. I'd pay money to see that.
That was a tough one. I had to get one of them on my side so I didn't get voted out.
Wow.
I was like, come on, Hunter. Let me take you out to dinner.
Yeah, right. So this guy next to you is just 21 years old. His name's Billy Wade,
22.
as we said. 22.
22.
Sorry. 22.
Don't be making that mistake again.
No, I
know.
won't. No,
a lot
I
of people
won't.
say they look like I'm 12, but
He's
22.
I'd go with like a solid 13.
Okay, well that's better. At least I'm getting a little bit older in the face, or you
Yes.
know, whatever.
But so Billy is wanting to start up his own podcast.
Sweet.
And I've been trying to encourage him to launch this son of a bitch and get it going.
So what Billy needs to focus on, instead of UFC, he needs to focus on amateur MMA around here. We can get you into every show around here.
Go ahead, buddy.
Get you to
Fire
meet
back.
fighters.
Fire back.
No, I mean I have nothing to fire back. He's actually kind of right because everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of the podcasters in fighting mostly cover the UFC.
That's right, and those guys have already made it. Those guys they're already big league. They don't. It's not like they need any more exposure. You'd be surprised how many people are interested in local fighters and the local drama that you got going on. I mean, just look at the drama, all the stuff we had with Pete Haskins and Randy Fellion.
Oh, huge.
I mean, so everybody, that's like a.
Were you there at that fight?
Yep.
I mean,
What the hell happened to Pete? What was he doing?
that was Pete's game
Shit
plan. It
happens.
just didn't work out.
Shit
All right.
happens.
All right, yeah.
We're gonna get way far away from that. But there's so much that's going on. Like now, Fight Night Promotions opened up down in Rutland. You have just across the border. You've got the Gibbons boys, John Gibbons and his family that has their victory over there. You have Slim Lou over in Cage Wars, Rivers Casino over there. I mean, heck, you got Joe Lozon right in Massachusetts.
Damn, really?
He's fighting
this cat?
this weekend in Boston.
Yep.
So
On the same card as Chris Weidman and
Yes.
Dominic Reyes.
Yep, absolutely.
He's actually in the main card.
Yep, they are. Yes, he is. So a couple people from Lozon's team fought on my card
Really?
the last show. Chelsea Tucker was one of them, the female.
Okay.
That bad little girl, man. She came out of Lozon's gym. Same with Jared, the boxer there. That who did he fight? John Dupree out of Matt
Yep.
Probin's
Yep.
team. Matt Probin's a Bellator fighter out of Maine.
Yep.
So it's growing. It's huge here. in
Why is
England now.
everybody fighting? Can we just all get along?
This is how we
Well,
do
why
get along.
Yeah, well, why do
Well,
people
what-
play basketball? Why do people play football?
This is not basketball, Billy. This is fighting. People are punching people in each
it's
other's
all-
faces.
The
But
number
that's
one,
how you get it out. Wouldn't you rather have two guys punch each other than shoot each other?
This is true.
But they're
But
both,
how is this
but
productive?
they're both agreeing to do it.
What are we fighting about?
to
what are
see
we-
who's badder than the other dude.
What are we swinging punches for?
to
though?
see who's badder than the other dude.
But
That's
if
what it
I'm
boils
going to
down
get
to.
in the cage with Billy and fight, by the way, I'd probably kick his ass. You know that. I would have to be incredibly
Take a few bets on
pissed.
No.
I would have to be pissed at him personally
No
to
way.
kick his ass.
Once you put in a training camp, if you do a 6-week training camp, I just did a 6-week training camp for my match down at Fight Night Promotions. And after you train like that, you have to test it. There's no way around it. You cannot put your body through that and be like, oh, well, that was fun. I'm never going to see what I learned. No, absolutely
Interesting.
not. When you go and you train that much and you really get into it and you start getting into the concepts and stuff, you want to see if it works. When Lucas tells me this is how this concept works, first thing I want to do is go live roll with somebody and see if I can catch them in that. Can I really catch somebody live rolling in an arm bar? Oh, absolutely. Can I really catch them with a wrist lock? Absolutely. So you can't, it's hard to do all that training. And how do you go do it unless you send your guys to the bar and say, hey, go beat up a drunk, see if your martial arts work?
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
not-
otherwise you're,
You understand this?
I do. Yeah.
it is. If you're going to train that much, everybody's got to try a fight. It's just, you got to do it. You got to try either a fight, grappling match, something, some sort of competition. You can't train that much and not test yourself.
I think you and I should stage a fight, Rex, you and I, over a parking spot.
Nice. Yeah, but the problem is you always want to win in the video.
I'll bring my Toyota Corolla. What are you bringing?
My Ford truck.
Oh, damn.
You communist.
You know, Billy and I were chatting yesterday about tonight's show, and he was like, you know what the UFC stands for? And I can't remember what I said.
Like the Ultra.
No, United
United
Fighting Club.
Corporation. or
Club. United Fighting Club.
I was like, no, JD, that's not. It's Ultimate Fighting Championship. He's like, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
what I
that's
meant.
it. That's
yeah,
it.
Okay.
Look, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
And I think Sherilyn would disagree with that too.
You know, Sherilyn and I think if you really want to make a lot of money, Rex, you should put Sherilyn and I in the cage together. I really
God,
do.
that'd be a 5-round war.
Oh my God! You know,
I don't think it would go 5 rounds.
one of the worst fights that I ever got in was in aisle 5 at Price Chopper one night
Aisle 5 and Price Chopper.
with Sherilyn. She had a ponytail, and I was running up behind her, and I was yanking on the ponytail really hard.
Prick.
I know.
Are you seeing if she's wearing a wig or?
No. She was. I was just.
I hope she hooked your ass.
She did finally, but it kept whipping her head back. You know, I was really getting her, and you know, then I'd get by her and I'd run around and I'd come down the next aisle and I'd come up behind her again and I'd get her again, and she was getting really pissed. And one of the times, she reached out. And it was, you know, I can see the whole thing in slow motion. You know, I was like, no. And and she reached out, and she just got just a tiny little bit of my shirt, but it was enough where she could reel me in.
Yeah.
And she got me in a headlock, and
Jesus.
she just dropped me like a hot potato right there on the aisle and gave me a noogie that I think there's still a.
Actually, yeah, I can see.
Can you see it?
You're getting a little bald up top.
That's
Yeah.
what it's from.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's what it's from. I mean, she got me bad. I was like tears in my eyes. I had some pain.
Actually, the first time that I met Sherilyn, I honestly thought that she was from Australia.
Yes.
With her accent.
See, that's actually insulting to say that to a
well,
Brit.
I didn't. I was just
that
saying.
Listen to him.
Just saying.
Now you're gonna get your ass.
No, I'm
kicked.
just saying. Like the first time that I saw her and I heard her, I was like, "Oh, okay. Like she's probably from Australia." And then along the lines, probably a few weeks later, you're like, "Oh yeah, she's from England."
from England.
Oh, yeah. I
And
made
I
that
was like,
mistake
oh,
with
wait.
LeBounty, Officer LeBounty.
Yes.
When he was arresting me. Yeah. What are you? I'm down under.
Oh no.
I didn't realize.
Well,
how
here's the
upset
thing
they
that
got.
you should be worried about, Billy. The fact that the door out there is not locked and Sherilyn's watching the show live. And if she's anywhere,
I deeply apologize.
if she's anywhere in town, she'll be in here, and she'll just bust right in here.
Oh God.
But anyway,
Cool.
so kudos to you and your family for launching Donnybrook Fight Promotions.
Thank you.
You guys have gone 0 to 60 in a half a second here.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like we're going a little bit slow, but
No.
I think it's better that way. It's helping it.
What is this? What is this?
I didn't get one.
Do you guys want one?
No, I'm going to stick to water.
It comes in here with it.
This podcast is unofficially sponsored by Bush Ice. Bush.
Come on, Rex.
No, I can't. I've got to go to class, dude. And Lucas is probably watching this.
Would Lucas have your ass if he knew you were drinking a beer?
Yeah, I
before
couldn't
class?
go in there. We have kids and everything else.
Well, you would probably be the first person that he would test.
yeah, no, I don't
Like,
even
"Oh,
drink.
Rex,
I
I just saw
don't
the
even drink
podcast."
beer anyway.
Beer guy?
No, I'm like a whiskey or gin guy.
Cheers, brother.
Oh, look at you guys. This guy's like 12.
You got Gene. It's 13.
You're gonna get to contributing to the delinquency of a
Wait,
minor.
wait till you hear the name of Billy's podcast that I don't think it's launched yet, but it's going to be launching soon.
Oh, we got to hear
Wait
this.
to hear the name.
Wait a minute.
Now, is it W? Why are you laughing? Is it W
I just
A
think that's catchy as hell. That's
I
funny,
T
man.
E?
WAITE, just like my last name.
Isn't that incredible? Wait a minute.
It was actually a debate. So I had two names that I wanted to pick, and I ran it by a bunch of my friends. And the first one was called High and Dry, and the second one was called Wait a Minute. And everybody said, wait a minute.
Got to do it.
Yep.
So we're trying to help him launch this thing. And I told him, you got to get some guests on your show, Rex Thompson.
Right.
I mean, you guys have
Oh,
met
I
each
could
other.
I could help him launch that.
Will you please?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Get him going with this thing, man.
No problem.
Because I want to see him take off.
Yeah.
So
but you ain't
you're-
gonna be bringing this shit here, though.
Nah.
All right. No, I can bring like some Jim Beam or whatever.
So he's a Jameson fan.
Okay.
I do like James. I'm not gonna lie about that.
He's a Jameson.
Tanqueray gin, I have to drink because of my gout foot.
Oh, that helps with it?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't activate it, so I can actually drink gin for some reason.
Yeah.
But if I drink whiskey, it boom blows right
Really?
out. Oh yeah, and then everybody toe holds me when I got gout toe.
They just go after your weakness.
Yeah, and I'll tell them, I'll be like, "Hey, dude, my foot is really, it hurts." Oh yeah, I'll watch out for that.
Sick.
Next
Let's
thing
just
you
go
know,
for a bunch of ankle locks.
Yep.
Yeah, toe
There's
holds.
a toe hold. Oh, I
Oh,
totally
great.
forgot.
So your Wait a Minute is primarily going to be about amateur MMA or UFC or a little bit of both. It's going to be both.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
I do want to do mostly the amateur scene because I do know that a lot of people that are going to be watching are from around here, and they're going to be more or less focused on the amateur bouts. And everybody knows the amateur, or not the amateur, the UFC scene. So, and there's hundreds of people that are covering that. So I'm not really going to stick out more or less as like a Brennan Schaub or a Joe Rogan that's going to like have the inside scoop. So probably focusing on the local scene would probably be a better start for me, I imagine.
That's the man.
I think so. I think, because most of the podcasts, they don't focus on, they focus on their one promotion. Like, that's it. Like, Cage Wars has their own podcast, but it only focuses on the Cage Wars. There's nobody out there right now that is doing just amateur, New England amateur MMA, having MMA guys up that are on their podcast. The fighters love to come on to podcasts.
Yeah, they do.
They love to talk.
I would love to have fighters come on to mine.
It's really easy to do.
Can you get some lined up on his? On
Oh,
his show?
absolutely. I could absolutely get you fighters. That way people get to learn the backstories of the fighters, so when they come out to watch them fight, they have this fan base. They're like, oh, my God, now I know why that dude doesn't like that guy over there.
Yep.
Right.
This is going to be great. There was a fight down in Rutland, and I'm not going to get too much into the details. I'll tell you guys afterwards, but if you knew the backstory to that fight, like, oh, my God.
Bad blood.
It was worse than bad blood.
Toxic blood.
Just get up on your mic a lot. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So can you? Why can't you share that?
Because it's kind of personal business that,
Wouldn't be kosher.
yeah, I'm just not that guy. But there's a fighter down in Rutland, and he rubs everybody the wrong way. His name is Dylan Bishop. And that cat, like, as soon as he is done fighting, there's already people lined up ready to beat his ass. They all want to beat his ass, and he
Is he cocky?
oh yeah, he talks so much shit. It's hilarious. It's awesome because the kid really does. His right hand, it's like he's got bricks in his hand, and he basically
Do you know this dude, Billy?
Dylan. He's a good kid. If he took MMA serious, like really got into a camp, really got into a gym, he would be a legit like top 5 fighter in his weight class. But he's like, you need me to fight tomorrow? Okay, I'll be there.
What weight class is he in?
He'll fight any weight class. Like the last weight class, the guy was 200 pounds and he was like 155.
Jesus.
But it had to do with the bad blood issue. But he steps in and fights at any time. He'll fight with anyone, does not care. And when he takes a fight, he just talks so much shit and gets the people so riled up. Like there'll be so many people that hate him, but they all come to watch him fight because everybody wants to see him get his ass kicked.
Does he get his ass handed to him?
No, he doesn't. He rarely does.
Has he been up here to the odd?
Yep, he did. Who did he fight? He fought on my card, and there was a miscommunication. He thought he wasn't fighting. I called him at the weigh-ins. I was like, yo, where are you at? And he's like, oh, I didn't think I had a fight. I was like, yeah, you have a fight. He's like, all right, well, I'll be there tomorrow. And showed up and fought. And
Really?
Yeah. Who did he fight?
So a lot of these fighters.
The last card. He's the one that knocked out. There was the very first fight. He knocked him out. He knocked out that guy from Matt Probin's team. Bellator did a kickboxing match with him. Remember, he comes spinning around. He did like a spinning back
Oh my
fist,
God! Yep.
missed, and then caught him, followed
Yep.
up with that, and knocked that guy was like asleep against the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What was that, like 2 minutes?
Was that the August 10th?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think I saw the video on that. So when's the next one? December
December 21st.
21st, Barry Auditorium.
Yep.
So listen, do you have me with you that night?
I do. Me and you are going to be there MCing.
Okay.
We're going to really get the crowd right into it.
All right. So I have.
You're going to be sitting right next to Mark the Hammer Coleman.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Really?
Yeah, really. And be careful because if that dude drinks, he likes to rough people up.
No, who's Mark the Hammer Coleman? Oh, I'm just asking. No, I'm not saying he's no one. I'm just asking,
He was the very first UFC heavyweight champion.
Okay.
All the way back when the UFC first started, it was the first.
Is this the guy that he said? Is this the guy he said he was going to be there, and you were freaking out there?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He was the Pride champ. I think he was a Strikeforce champ. But he's bringing all of his.
I don't think he was a Strikeforce champ.
Oh, was it Risen?
Ryzen, maybe.
I think it was
maybe.
Ryzen, UFC, and Pride. But he's bringing all those belts and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that'll be really cool.
And actually, he lost his belt to was it Pete Williams the first. Well, he did lose to Pete Williams for the first head kick knockout in UFC as well.
Right, but he lost to what was the kickboxer's name?
Maurice Smith.
Okay, so funny story. He was telling me about that. We talked about that on the phone, and he was talking about because Maurice Smith talked mad shit. He was the first one to really talk mad shit in the ring.
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, Mark, grind and pound me. Come on."
Oh yeah, because Mark went and told everybody. He's like, I'm just gonna beat that little guy. I'm gonna throw him on the ground and beat his ass. Because Mark was a big guy and strong. He's like, he was in the Olympics.
Olympic wrestler. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was legit.
Full of Mexican supplements. Dude.
So he was out. He was out of the country with I think he said Melvin Gillard. I can't remember, but they were partying. He's like, it's just Maurice Smith. I don't even need to start my training camp. So he didn't even start a fight camp until like 2 weeks before the fight. And he was telling me, he goes, I got Maurice down. He goes, Maurice didn't say a word to me in the first 3 minutes because he didn't know. But he goes, he knew in my face after like 3 minutes. I was like, oh no, I should have trained for this fight.
Really?
And he goes, and then Maurice started talking shit. The next 15 minutes, I had to listen to him going, come on, Mark. Why don't you ground and pound me, Mark? How come you ain't ground and pounding me, Mark?
Well, he worked on his guard for about 3 months before he fought Mark. Yep.
Yeah, and Mark didn't take him serious at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Didn't train
Well,
for
if
it.
you look at them side by side, you would say, okay, Mark is gonna probably wrestle fuck this guy into the ground,
Right.
And that's gonna be that.
Yep. Yeah, because he was like he was just this bodybuilder, big, huge dude.
I say this. I know that you want me to be with you that night, and I'm saying I'll be there. But
Oh, no buts.
no, I'll be there. But here's my request to you. I'll do anything you want me to do that night, except for get in the cage with Lucas John. But is it possible that this guy who loves this sport so much and has so much knowledge, so much more than me, I mean light years, that he could take my chair for a good?
Oh no, we'll give him access. You bring a little microphone.
I'll
your
get him.
laptop,
I'll get his
whatever
mic.
your stuff.
I'll get
You
him
can do
set up.
interviews from fighters. There's another young feller that does that out at Cage Wars, Ben Fields. He does that. He goes around. They give him all access into the locker rooms, everything else.
Can you hook him up?
Absolutely, I can do that for you for this one. I can do that for you. Fight Night Promotions has a fight down at the Holiday Inn in Rutland, November 16th, I think it is. I can get you access there to all those fighters down there in Rutland.
God, if I could just meet Mark Coleman, then Jesus, that would be.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
absolutely.
the
We're gonna have a
biggest thing in my
UFC
life.
fighter. We're gonna have a UFC fighter at every one of our shows.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're
All right,
going
so you
that
can
way.
get him hooked up with Mark, and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Done.
Easy.
good.
Take a shot of whiskey with him.
There we go.
No, please don't. He's like,
No, I'm too small. I'm too small. He's not gonna look at me as a threat.
no, that's not it at all. He's a recovering alcoholic.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You guys. Wow.
It probably wouldn't be the best thing to do.
Wow. I'm already looking forward to the night.
Oh yeah.
You know, if there's almost only so much space in there, let him warm my seat and
Oh yeah, we got room. We got room.
because he's your boy. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
He knows this stuff better than I do. I mean, the most analysis I could give would be, holy shit, did you see that? And that's about it. But this guy can break it down.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool.
Absolutely.
So what's going on with Pete Haskins? Is he done? What's he
No,
doing?
Pete is coming to the gym. He's hunting right now. It's hunting season. You're not going to see Pete. Pete, I think he's.
Do you know the Pete the Hammer?
Yep.
He just came back from Kentucky. He was down there with his boy for youth season. But like I said, it's deer season. You're not going to see Pete again until after the winter and everything's done because he hunts out in Ohio. He hunts here.
Let's talk about this guy who's shooting your video, who's doing an amazing job. Oh, my God.
Oh, Planet Hank.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, Planet Hank does a good job. What I think I'm going to the undercard, they'll have to pay for their own. But the guy charges $50 to make a video for you. It's something you can have. You split with the dude you're fighting with. Hey,
Sure.
I'll give you 20. You pay 25. I pay 25. We have a video, cool to learn how to, shoot movies and make videos and all that.
That's really cool.
So yeah, so kudos to him. Every time his videos get better and better and better. So there's getting to be a high demand for him.
Wow.
Planet Hank, YouTube,
Yeah, man.
subscribe,
He
like.
does a great job. And your followership on social media is just popping hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, they want to see what we got going on. I'm very rarely do the doom and gloom, oh, poor me. I don't, so I have had some things recently that have been kind of like that, but I try to stay really positive. I'm a pretty positive dude. But I have a lot of information to put out there, and I find that's the easiest way to get the information out there is through our social media.
Of course. Yeah. What questions do you have, Billy? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but what questions do you have for Rex?
Are you watching any of the Fight Pass, UFC Fight Passes on Friday?
If I was to watch them, but I'm not because it's so illegal to bootleg those.
Stream
But
them,
if I
yeah.
was watching them, I would probably bootleg them, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it. It's Chris Weidman's first fight at 205 against Dominic Reyes, and they're doing the rematch between Yair Rodriguez and Jeremy Stevens. Because, well, I mean, most people don't know that their fight ended in like 15, 16 seconds because Yair poked him in the eye, and then they stopped it. So they
That was
made
a while ago.
No. That was like maybe a month ago.
Oh, the main event down in
Yep,
Mexico.
yep,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll be a good rematch.
Yeah, and they made it quick, which is good.
Right. No, that's perfect. That'll be real good.
And Joe Lozon's on that card.
Yep.
He's actually fighting a guy that's never fought in the UFC before.
Who's he fighting?
Bob starts with an S. I have it on my phone, but I have no idea who the guy is.
Huh.
I've been following UFC since
Well,
2013.
they're gonna pick
Really?
No idea who this guy is.
I mean, they're gonna pick Joe because Joe is out of the Massachusetts area, so the UFC.
And he's a tough ass fighter.
Well, yeah, absolutely. He's always been a tough fighter, but when like the UFC or Bellator, when they get into an area, they look for a local guy that's popular, and they usually put him on the card because that's what helps fill the seats in for those. And I mean,
They've had a lot of fighters like that. Sage
Right.
Northcutt.
Yep, absolutely. You know, and we kind of got the same thing going on up here. You know, our main event that we got with Chris Vasquez. Chris Vasquez is ranked number 1 in New England right now, ranked number 5 in the Northeast. So that's our 125-pound champ.
Oh, yep. Fights a flyweight.
Right. Yep. So, but we just had a guy transfer up from Cape Coral, Florida. His good buddy's Nico Price.
No shit.
Yeah,
no shit.
He trains out of American Top Team.
Yep, ATT.
So he just transferred up here to Granite City.
Oh.
He's in the fighter apartment that we have. Him and Ed Collins. Ed Collins wants to take a run at the 205 title. Rookie Randall wants a shot at the 125. So Rookie is going to fight Chris Vasquez for the title here. He has some other places he wants to go because he's really just a driven kid. So he wants to fight the best. That's all he wants to do. He wants to fight the best.
Which is
guys.
a good mindset.
Yeah. So he just fought on one day's notice. He fought down at Fight Night Promotions because Dylan Pilcher's kid fell out, and he fought Dylan Pilcher. It was kind of a mismatch. Luckily he didn't really try to hurt Dylan. He did win that match. The next fight that we have is another title fight, and that's going to be between Liam Carroll and Matt March. Now, a lot of people don't know Matt March if they didn't go to the fights down in Rutland. Matt March fought down there. He fights out of KOV. Matt March was a really technical Thai kickboxer. And he's got a cool story. Well, not a cool story. He just barely fought leukemia. So, and then came back and just did this incredible fight. It was a lot of fun to watch this guy fight.
I'd love to get him on the show.
Oh, yeah. He comes up every once in a while because he comes up and trains at Granite City. We get a lot of fighters that come up to Granite City to train, to get ready for fights, stuff like that. That's what Rookie's doing. Rookie transferred here to get in some solid fight camps, and because he wants to go pro. He's already gotten some offers from Risen, Bellator. So,
and there's a shit ton of belts on their walls up there.
Oh yeah,
at Granite City.
We got a couple up there.
Yeah.
He's been up there.
Yeah, I've been up there playing in the.
Then you can
kids'
go down
corner.
to China Moon or
Right?
whatever it is.
So, but that's,
Not China Moon. What is it? What's the restaurant?
Ming Moon, China
Ming Moon, yeah.
Is it
yeah.
House
Ming
of
Moon.
Tang?
House of Tang.
Whichever.
House of
Yeah,
Tang.
whichever.
Yes.
Not that they're
Yeah,
all
that's
the same,
how I
but
fight. I fight people at the buffet.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody should have been in Luke's gym because on Saturday,
Been in there, Billy.
Oh yeah.
Granite
Well,
City
yep.
MMA.
Saturday mornings we do it's free. We do a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fundamentals and self-defense class from 10 to 11. Then from 11 to 12:30 is open mat, which is open to anybody that wants to come in. When you go to the open mat, that's a $10 drop-in fee. But the self-defense and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fundamentals is free.
That is so important that you mention that on this show. And if you're going to do your own podcast, if you're going to do yours, you should be mentioning that all the time. Every
Yeah,
show.
absolutely.
Every show.
And then Tuesdays we do another self-defense combatives that we do on Tuesdays. So Lucas's gym is kind of like a I just real quick. His gym is kind of like a competition gym. People come there to learn to compete either in jiu-jitsu, to compete in Thai, or to
Boxing, wrestling.
not so much Thai, to compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, or Thai kickboxing. So he does all those. But he also teaches the traditional self-defense part because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was made by a smaller man being able to defend himself against a larger guy. It originally was a self-defense art. Now everybody, they think that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is made just for the ground. It's to fight on the ground. It wasn't originally. Now what has evolved is you have very high-level jiu-jitsu guys going against each other. So it's a higher level training that you're doing when you're trying to learn to fight against another jiu-jitsu guy versus learning to fight against somebody that doesn't have it.
We should say, and we've had Lucas John on this show before, the owner of Granite City MMA. Hopefully you're going to have him on your show. Lucas, if you're watching, please get on. Wait a minute. But we have to say, what salt of the earth Lucas John is. I mean, what a regular, humble dude.
He's almost too humble because
Very humble, but he will put you in
Destroy
your fucking
it.
place in half a second.
No question. But he's not only knowledgeable, but he approaches this art of self-defense in such a delicate way of explaining.
Want me to tell you what the difference is?
Yeah, of course I do.
He teaches it conceptually. So
That's right.
where like your traditional arts is you drill, thousands of kicks. I know because I did thousands of kicks. What he teaches you is the whole mechanics, breaks it down. He breaks down an armbar to every single point.
Yes.
You have to isolate the wrist. You have to stop the arm from moving here. You have to stop the shoulder from moving.
Where to put your hips?
Where to put your hip. Well, once you understand the mechanics of the armbar, you don't have to use hips. You can do armbar, people. It's just understanding the concept. So once you understand the concept of an armbar, you understand the concept of toe hold. You don't have to be in that move to get the toe hold. Because the problem with jiu-jitsu is you're training, you go to do a move, but if a guy moves a quarter of an inch, that move no longer works.
Right.
So you have to understand. So by teaching the concept,
Body mechanics.
yeah, and the body mechanics and the entire concept of what I'm trying to do. So now you know what I'm trying to do. I know what you're trying to do, and it's a battle.
Right.
It's like a chess game.
Right.
So
Both of you should know this, and everyone should know this. One time, true story. One time, I put Lucas John into a half Nelson.
nice.
Then
You woke up.
I was up on my tippy toes. Okay, I admit. Then I got him into a full Nelson. And do you know what he said to me? Please stop. He begged me.
Verbatim?
He said, please stop. And then there was a huge pause, and he said, please stop before I start laughing. But the fact that he said, please stop,
That's all you heard.
that was a highlight for me. in my life
You know
For
what?
5 seconds.
for 5 seconds.
But that's what jiu-jitsu is. It's about winning the little battles.
Right. But he teaches not only mechanics but also about your vascular system, where you have, what are these points called?
Pressure points.
Pressure points.
Yeah, to get people to move.
Right. And when he was doing a demonstration up at the nursing home up at Berry Gardens, you tapped out.
Well, yeah, you
You guys
tap
did a
it.
fucking jiu-jitsu class up at the Berry Gardens?
Well, they did a demo.
We did
They
a
did a demo.
self-defense
Self-defense.
for 'em.
a bunch around
Yes.
the elderly people?
There was
They
only
loved
one.
it.
There was only one old man that did not like it.
Yeah, there was. Right. But they loved it.
Jesus.
They loved it.
That is
loved it
not
up
the
there.
demographic that I thought that would be interested in a self-defense
no,
class.
but
but it was
they
a
were
lot
fascinated.
Of fun
But Lucas goes into an explanation that's so insightful about how Brazilian jiu-jitsu specifically should be something that many, many more people should know,
absolutely.
because it's such a tool to have in your pocket instead of a gun or a knife.
It is.
Knowledge is power. And I mean, and you both have encouraged me to bring my 4-year-old little girl, Lily, up and to witness this. And this is a skill that, especially, and you say, women should learn to defend themselves.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you, and as Lucas says, you're probably never going to really defend yourself against a gun or a knife. But outside of that, outside of those items, it's all technique.
People make the mistake. They say, well, I don't do self-defense for whatever reason. They just automatically think that if somebody pulls a knife or somebody pulls a gun, it's to kill you.
Right.
90% of, if somebody wants to kill you, they're going to kill you. I don't care whether they use a knife.
And
or
you're
gun.
really not going to have a lot of time.
Yeah, and I
Sure.
you could be the baddest dude in the world, but when somebody walks up behind you and shoots you or stabs you in the back, you're all done.
Right.
So the self-defense scenarios that he teaches are real life scenarios. It's somebody's trying to rob you. They want something from you.
Right.
Or just down to the basic, how do you know if somebody means you harm?
Of course.
Every self-defense class starts with this. Put your hands up. Well, what made you put your hands up? How do you know? When people are scumbags and they want to hurt you, like especially my wife assumes the best in everybody. She just assumes nobody wants to hurt her. Me, I'm total opposite. I assume every person approaching me wants to hurt me, wants to do me harm. And until I figure that out, I'm gonna keep my distance from them. My wife doesn't. She sees a smiling face.
Yeah,
that's they scumbags use that to their advantage. If I want to rob JD or I want to rob my wife, I walk up with a big smile, hey, and get as close as I can before I smash you with a pair of brass knuckles.
Right. Interesting.
So, how do you establish? How do you know? This is the hardest thing I feel for women is for them to determine that somebody's going to hurt them, because they don't want to be embarrassed and be like, well, I thought you were going to hurt me and now I'm embarrassed because you weren't really going to hurt me.
Sure.
So the biggest thing is we establish boundaries. If you see somebody walking and you don't know who they are but they're walking towards you, stop them. If they mean no harm to you, they're going to stop and they're going to go, oh, hey, sorry, I know your daughter from school. I was just wondering, have you seen my kid?
Okay, no. Now
Okay.
now I know what you mean.
So somebody-
I thought that you meant like just some dude like walking up on you.
Yeah,
in
no.
the street.
You have no clue who this person is, but
Right,
but you
they're
have
looking
no.
up like they're gonna come up to you.
Yeah, they're just
Okay,
walking up to
okay,
you,
okay.
and you're out somewhere, middle of nowhere, you're
Right.
by yourself. Hey, stop! I have boundary issues.
Right.
Whatever, just stop, and then so now you know if they stop, they probably don't have bad intentions. If they go past that boundary that you just put in the sand,
Yeah.
they now you know it's a different mindset to put yourself.
course.
There's no wish-washy.
But that mindset that you have to put yourself in has to be like if
Right,
this
that's
dude
why
is
you-
dangerous, not dangerous. You
That's
have to
why your
decide.
boundaries are gonna be far enough out.
Sure.
So
I just think it would be incredible if more and more women were carrying less and less pepper spray in their purse and had more knowledge of
not
this.
me.
And
Carry a bat belt with you, dude. I can take care of myself. I carry a gun. I carry a knife.
yeah,
I have first, second, third options.
yeah.
I start with non-lethal and work up from there.
But wouldn't my point is, wouldn't it be amazing if more and more women had, and I shouldn't even say women, just more and more people just had the knowledge of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to defend themselves, whether they're at a party, whether they're at a bar, whether they're in a parking lot that's dark, or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. You know, the thing that's incredible about this is that it almost doesn't matter whether you're male or female, and it almost doesn't
I just
matter.
got a message this week. A guy that came to a couple of our my self-defense classes there. And he said, hey, man, I got to thank you. He said, I used it twice this week in road rage incidents.
Isn't that something?
And he's like, and it never even got down to us having to fight. But the situational awareness, he said, that was the first time I looked around and noticed there was another guy. He's like, I kept my distance from him, let him know, you know, just so if I can help somebody at least make their odds of survival increase even more, and I can do it for free. You know, you're not going to learn to be a ninja, but I'm going to teach you how to get away.
Yeah.
And
Protect
get away,
yourself.
protect yourself so you're not dying.
Right.
You're not getting smashed.
But
and
isn't it incredible
killed.
that with this skill, learning this skill set, that it almost doesn't matter what your weight is?
Nope. Doesn't make a bit of difference.
That's
Hoist
amazing.
Gracie won the first UFC, and he was 160 pounds.
Who is
fighting
Hoist Gracie.
Fighting dudes that were 200,
Well, what was
215 pounds.
Yeah, that one guy, the guy that carried the cross out there.
Liam Akito.
No. He carried it. He was a Hawaiian guy with the big.
I know who you're talking about.
Chemo. Yes, that's who it was. Chemo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was like
Leopoldo.
260.
Leopoldo Chiamatino, something like that. Some weird. Yeah. Some weird name.
The reason that weight comes into effect is when you have the same skill sets.
Yeah.
Then that becomes an advantage.
I said to Lucas, I was up at the Granite City MMA one night. We had Lily up there watching this, and there were a couple of young girls up there, teenagers, who were training with Lucas, and we got chatting, and you know, he basically explained to me those girls, or those two particular girls right there, have absolutely no interest whatsoever in ever getting into a cage or doing any kind of organized amateur fight.
Right.
At all. There's nothing on their social media that says what they do. And he said, you know, they want zero spotlight. But the last person you want to tangle with is one of those girls. Now, I don't know what these girls weighed, but I'm guessing, you know, 130, 140 pounds, maybe,
yeah,
soaking wet. And I was like, I just, as someone who doesn't understand, someone who doesn't know this sport as well as you guys, I find it fascinating to me. It's fascinating that I said to Lucas, so what you're saying is that young girl over there could crush my ass. And he thought that was hysterical. He's like, you have no idea.
Most likely.
He's like,
most likely.
yeah, right. Thanks, Billy, for giving me a little
Say
love there.
most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
dude,
a
to
chance.
watch my daughter, who's 101 pounds, do a flying armbar on me when I was 240 pounds, and lock it in and make me tap.
And your wife gave you a throw one night. Come on, admit it.
Did she hip toss you or what? What she?
No,
No,
I got my wife into training because she'd never trained. I did Taekwondo for years, some judo, Hapkido, Aiki Jiu-Jitsu. And so I never got her, but I talked her into doing Aiki Jiu-Jitsu. And Aiki Jiu-Jitsu is the oldest martial art.
Japanese.
Japanese.
Jiu-jitsu.
It's from the it's what the samurais learned.
Yep.
When they lost, they would lose a weapon, so it was to be able to fight and kill somebody with your bare hands. And I was trying to explain to my wife, and as I've told her many times when we're doing Aikido, I was like, it's so much easier if I go full force at you. And she has no confidence in her abilities. She just, don't do it, don't do it. I said, I'm going to punch you in the face as hard as I can. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
That is love right there,
So,
ladies and
My
gentlemen.
wife is kind of like that as well.
I throw a punch at her. She does wax on. And as I'm going by, she reverse motions. And it's like an uppercut. Well, I scream like a little girl because I was not expecting to be taken off my feet and be that high in the
By
air.
a
Like
fucking
yeah, because it
palm
was just
strike.
such a
By a palm strike.
well, because all my momentum was going this way, and then she reversed it back up this way. And when it went up, my feet came so high up in the air, like. And the worst part was, no, I shit you not. So Luke turns around because he hears me screech. Because that's what happens when I. So I screech. But not only that, but I realize like the ground's not under me and my feet are going like this in midair. I'm like flailing my arms and my leg. I forget how to break, fall, and everything. So if you can imagine my arms and my little feet, and I'm screaming all at once.
Oh my God.
And I hit the mat so hard, and everybody just stopped and was laughing.
Everybody's rolling, and everyone just like looks up.
Oh,
Wait,
it was.
wait.
And my
That's
wife could
so
not
amazing.
believe that she hit that. She was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, I started laughing because I realized what I did. I was like, "Okay, now I've got my composure. I'm not flying through the air anymore. I can laugh at this."
Now that your bells stop ringing.
Rex, that's amazing.
That was a lot of fun.
And congratulations, by the way, on that incredible submission recently that I saw.
Oh, down there, yeah.
Talk about that. What happened?
I went through. I wanted to put my body through a fight camp, so I went and I trained 6 days a week, getting ready for Steve. Steve's a tough guy.
Which is hard as hell.
Steve Bogenschutz.
Yeah.
Steve fought up here for our 205-pound title. He actually just won the title, the 185-pound title, at the same match. We grappled second match, and then he fought in the main co-main event. That's how tough this guy is. So he did a grappling match with me and then went on and fought in the co-main event and won the 185-pound title with an armbar. How awesome is that? That was great. But so I went through the fight camp. I trained. So I was going Mondays to Granite City MMA. Tuesdays I was going to UFAI up in Burlington. Wednesday back to UFAI. Thursday I would go over to Montpelier Martial Arts and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Friday I did private lessons. Saturday I would teach a fundamentals class and do open mat. So I was doing it 6 days a week to get ready for him. The week before my match, he took third in Naga, and it's a grappling.
No-gi.
No-gi. It was the no-gi division,
Yep.
the Northeast Grappling Association. So we went in there, and pretty much my mindset was I wasn't going to get submitted. If I lost, it'd be by points. I felt Steve was a strong guy, but I was really prepared. I felt there was nothing more that I could do to get ready for it. We got into the cage. I felt really comfortable. And we went to lock up. I wanted Steve to push into me so that I could throw him. I wanted to do a nice throw. But what happened was he underhooked me. And I was like, and I went to pummel back in. I couldn't pummel in. It was a high underhook. And I was like, oh, shit. I started to panic. I was like, this guy's not supposed to be this strong. I was like, what is going on? But then, that instant panic turned into, okay, dumbass, you know what you got to do. You got to build a frame. So he pushed me against the cage. I put my frame in, put a knee shield in, and he made a mistake. He went to throw me with the double underhooks, but he never cleared my leg, and I capitalized on that mistake. I stepped over and mounted him. Once I mounted him, I just tightened everything up. Just my control, and then worked on isolating a limb. Once I isolated a limb, then I worked my submission. I put 3 submissions in so that one of them, I just played the odds. So I did a wrist lock, Americana, and a bicep
and that's
slicer.
what a lot of people don't realize is when you're going for a toss, or for a toss like that, you do have to take away the legs, or if you don't, you're gonna stand back up and get on the mount.
The way that I had the knee shield, and he was trying to do almost like a belly to back suplex, but but my knee shield, he almost cleared it once, but then he got over anxious and tried that throw. But that was the only mistake he made, was that, because once I get on top, I move really slow. I tighten everything up, and I'll use my entire body just to isolate one limb, just to get it to become mine.
That's so fascinating to me. It really is.
It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. Steve's a good dude. I really like Steve.
Wow.
Easy guy to compete against. Because I don't go in there. I don't want to. I don't want to go in and fight with people I'm angry with. I have no interest. in doing
because
that
then you're
whatsoever.
not fighting like you're supposed to fight.
I'd rather compete.
It's all about technique and not
being distracted.
The
by
angriest
emotion.
fighter. The angriest fighter always loses.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I just don't. I have no need to fight with anybody I'm angry with. If I want to fight or grapple with somebody, it's because I want to. I like them. Hey, you look like you're really good. I want to see if I'm good as you. That's it. That's my only thing.
And that's what a lot of
If
martial
I'm fighting
arts is. It's respect.
Right. If I'm fighting out of anger, that's because we're on the street and you push me to the point and turn me to a different person.
If I came up to you, Rex, at the Moose Club, licked my hand, and then smacked it right on the top of your head, would you be angry with me?
The top of my head, no.
Back of your head.
Back of my head, you'd be catching a hook.
Ooh. See that?
Well,
I love having you in here, man. And Billy, God bless you, and best of luck to you, man, with your podcast. Wait a minute. I'm anxious for you to get some traction and get this thing going, man.
I would actually like to do a little bit of the podcast in here, just so I have a camera.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, come in here.
That's a nice place to have a podcast.
Yeah, it is.
Well, probably
great.
That's what I've seen.
And this dude here is a great asset, and it's, as you know, it's all about connectivity. It's about relationships. It's about meeting people, and the rest is in the rear view.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you can't do this. I need to check my spreadsheet here. Hang on. Because I need to announce a winner.
Oh, my God. We forgot about that.
Yeah, you did.
Winner for what?
The 2 free tickets.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
The 2 free tickets and a T-shirt.
December what? 21?
Yeah, December 21st.
December 21st, Barry
Jingle Bell
Auditorium.
Brawl.
The Jingle Bell?
The Jingle Bell Brawl. My daughter came up with that. She's just
Really?
That's it.
Taylor
Okay,
did?
well then, yeah.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
know Taylor?
Taylor.
Thompson.
No. I thought
You know Ronnie Patterson?
I thought everybody in Williamstown knew everyone.
Yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss.
Well, she went to Spalding.
Yeah.
She
My
was-
wife went to Spalding.
Who's your wife?
Marissa Bowen. Well, she was Marissa Bowen.
Marissa Bowen. I know a Frankie Bowen.
You know Fred Shangraw?
Yes.
Yep, that's her grandfather.
Okay.
Used to be the fire chief for Williamstown for a
Yeah.
number of years.
Now, were you on the fire department?
I did the cadet program for Berry City for a number
So
of
what
years.
is Mike? Is Mike your uncle?
Mike.
Lamberton.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well, Mike Lamberton is my grandfather, and then he had a son, Mike Lamberton.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Is he like the younger guy or older guy?
No, it's the younger Mike. The
Yep.
one with
Yeah.
The one we go and shoot automatic weapons.
Oh,
up in his-
that's definitely my
Now,
uncle
wait a
Mike.
minute.
And
Who's your-
So you might know Andy Florucci. That's his best bud.
Yeah. He probably comes down to.
He went to multiple of the fights.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, who's your mom?
Brandy Ash now, but she was
Married
Brandy
to-
Lamberton.
Married to Russ.
Russ Ash. Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's your mom that every time I see her, I tell her that she looks exactly like Sally Field.
I'll have to tell her.
Does she
that.
look like Sally Field?
I have no idea who Sally Field
Oh,
is.
my God,
Who the
you're
hell is
so
Sally
young.
Field?
She's a great
What?
actress.
Oh my
Sally
God!
Doesn't
Field?
she look?
I was in Maine talking about Sally Fields. I embarrassed the shit out of my wife because
Is she hot?
yes, she sat right behind. We're in Algonquin.
this?
Well, I
Maine.
mean, it might be like pretty close to my mom, but my mom's not like a model or nothing.
No, so
I love
Sarah.
my mom. Hey,
oh my God!
hey,
So
Mom,
I
I love you.
sat there.
But
I sat there in Algonquin, Maine, in this little. I was like, "Oh my God, Brenda, it's Sally Fields," and she's like, "Shut up." She's like, "Don't, you're gonna embarrass me." And so I grabbed my phone and I was like, "Brenda, for just a few pennies a month, you two could save a starving child." And she's like, "Shut up, shut up."
It was probably Brandy. Seriously.
No, it wasn't because they came in to tell us because they didn't want us to bother her and stuff like that.
Wow.
So
Well,
yeah.
listen. Thank you, guys. We're at an hour here, so we're gonna wrap.
boy.
We're gonna wrap things up.
it's not fast.
Yeah, it's fast hour.
Jesus.
But listen, you two stay connected, and make sure you give him my chair on the 21st, and I'll be there to do anything you need me to do. But this guy, he wants to meet whoever that
Mark
Mark
the Hammer.
Yeah, you'll be with him.
I'm just gonna call him the Hammer. No, I'm not.
call him the
no,
Hammer.
I'm not because I'm gonna call him Mr. Coleman because I have way more respect than that.
So listen, DonnieBrookFP.com. That's the website.
Yeah, but we're still in the process of building that.
So
Because
should we just push the Facebook?
Yeah, just go to the Facebook page because this show, you get onto our Facebook page when you hit get tickets. Also hit the map venue.
Okay.
Then you can. It's assigned seating.
Okay.
You can pick your. That way you can pick your
And
seats.
do we have booze being poured at the?
Absolutely by the pub in
Well, I mean, I
Williamstown.
knew the answer to that, but I had to ask anyways. The pub in Williamstown. And shout out to the pub, huh?
Yeah,
I know you're doing your thing.
Great
on your
people,
phone.
great people down there.
yeah.
Jared Hart, Ashley.
Yeah.
Jared.
Oh, I fucking love Jared.
I do too. He's like every time I walk in there, he's like, "Well, hello, little girl."
And we never had time. We never had time to talk about your mutual friend. What is it, Nick?
Nick.
Was it Nick?
Nick Winters.
No, the dude that
Nathan.
Nathan.
Nathan
Oh,
Blanchett.
Nate Blanchett.
Nathan Blanchett. I want to give a big shout out to Nathan Blanchett, good buddy of mine from Woodridge and just a lifelong friend.
Yeah. But
Love
now
that
you know
kid.
things about Nate. Before the show, in chatting with Rex, you know things about Nate that Nate doesn't know that you know, Billy.
Oh,
So Nate, you know what? It's all good. Nate, it's all good. Me and you can hang out. We can get your tolerance up a little bit. It's all good.
Easy, Nate. Easy, buddy.
It's all good. Don't always trust Rex with everything that he says.
No.
It's all right. It's all good.
So,
That's Mark.
that's him.
wow.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, back in the 90s, I'm
Oh,
assuming.
my God.
Yeah, that was right after he won his belt. Well, that's where he's got all 3 belts.
All right, so somebody's got to win tickets and a T-shirt.
Yeah, and I
For-
cannot access. I don't have good enough. I don't have good enough Wi-Fi in here to get it. So, how about this, everybody?
You're on right here. That's on right now.
Yeah, but I have to get into my spreadsheet. I can't get into
right.
it from here.
All right. So, how about this? Why don't you pick a winner off of your Donnybrook Fight Promotions Facebook page?
I will. Every person that liked our page has liked our page. I
Get
can
over
do
to
that.
Donnybrook Fight Promotions right now on Facebook. And
So one thing that I got to say about this fight that's really kind of exciting is we have RJ Bad Intention Hayes is going to fight Randy Fellion, the guy that fought
yeah,
Pete Haskins. Okay, Randy's very first fight years and years ago was at the Barry Auditorium. Randy's last fight is going to be at the Barry Auditorium.
And how long has he been doing it?
Oh, man. He's been doing it for quite... Well, put it this way. He used to fight at 155, if that tells you anything.
Okay. What is he at now?
He's fighting heavyweight.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So he...
I I'm going to say probably 12, 13 years.
No, I don't think
No?
I don't think it's that long. They're pretty young. They're still pretty young guys.
Well, listen, I'm going to take this opportunity to say thanks to my presenting sponsors, of which I have some incredible ones, by the way. Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance of Orange. Jason Gauthier. Do you know him, Rex? What a guy.
No, I
amazing.
don't think I do.
Make sure you find them on Facebook. They're getting plowing customers right now. Very, very busy family. Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance of Orange. We have Project Independence, Adult Day Health Services, Active Adult Day Health Services, right here in the heart of Barrie, North Main Street, operated in partnership with the Gifford Retirement Communities, pibarrie.org to learn more. They are wonderful, wonderful people. They're open Monday through Friday. And, gosh, every time I go over there, they have so many great things going on. They just did a meatloaf dinner fundraiser the other night. I love them, and I can't wait to have them on the show. Fontaine Forestry and Millworks of East Montpelier. You see some of their work every time when you watch the show. This table right here was made by Mark Fontaine with the cherry strip right down the middle. They do it all over there. Custom orders, rough cut, plain, tongue and groove, shiplap, kiln dried, all native lumber, and we just love them. They're a great family. Route 14, just below Bragg Farm. Fly in the Wall Productions and CVTV, your local cable channel, 192 and 194 at cvtv723.org. Check them out. Tony Campos. Without him and Abubakar and Billy Waite right here in the white shirt next to me, this podcast wouldn't be happening. It's pretty much that simple. Peak Entertainment, Donnybrook Fight Promotions, one of my sponsors, all over social media, Donnybrook Fight Promotions. Check them out on Facebook. FGB Theaters, Capitol Showplace, Montpelier, Paramount Theater in Barrie. We just posted up the listings of all the movies that are playing this week and coming into the weekend. CW Print and Design in Barrie. You're going to see their mugs every time here on the show, the black and red mugs. We love the ladies over there. There's 5 of them that are running the show on North Main Street in Barrie.
Is that Copy World?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they've hooked us up quite a few times,
yeah, it used to
man.
be Copy World. Now it's CW.
Oh, nice. I didn't know
which
that.
is Copy World.
Yeah,
CW.
sweet.
Yeah, they're right next to the Lenny's outlet, and they're great, great people. 5 women running the show over there. Man, I mean, there's no fooling around. They'll get it done. They'll get it done fast, too. CWPrintDesign.com.
It's because they're women, they can multitask.
Yes.
They can get twice as much done. So it's like 10 guys working there.
You are absolutely right. And YourVoyagePlanner.com. Donna Sherman, Cruise Planners right here in Central Vermont. Land or sea. You fantasize it, she'll make it a reality for you. Yeah, and I also want to mention Chad Hollister, Saturday night, November 9th, at the Barrie Opera House. Get on the Barrie Opera House website. Get your tickets for that show. It's not only my birthday, but it's going to be one hell of a night. I can't wait. Chad Hollister at the Barrie Opera House, Saturday night, November 9th.
Nice.
Do we have a winner yet? Or
we do. The winner of the 2 free tickets and the T-shirt, Will Barrie.
Will Barrie.
Will Barrie.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, that's who got it.
Where the hell's he from?
I think he's out of New York or New Hampshire.
All right.
Jeez.
I think he's actually out of New York because I think he does officiating for Cage Wars.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Will. I'll drink some water. You guys can drink beer.
Cheers. So Billy's going to hit the off button, and that's about it. I'm going to get home and.
I'm going to go roll.
Are you going to do that now? Are you going over to the club
Yeah.
right now?
Of course I am.
Thank you, everybody, for subscribing.
Thank you.
Having fun with us. Billy Waite, the producer,
2 hours.
guest on the show in the white shirt. Love the guy from Williamstown. Wait a Minute is the podcast. It's coming soon. We'll have more info on it right here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having me.